In chapter 6, defining success, we're going to look into what are proposal outputs and outcomes. And once we have ideas on those, then we address what does the success for this project will look like. So basically, once we realize, okay, what do we produce, we will basically make a metric of how of these outcomes, what needs to happen basically in order for this to be successful, and what are our expectations. And then we look at what are the main risks that could prevent you from delivering the project successfully. So making sure that that all the, like when we have an outcome like this, could there be like a downside of or some blockers which will not help us to get the required outcome or output. And then have a small ideation phase. How do we mitigate all of these risks we come up with? And then we can also check in if we want to use the sustainable development goals, which is an European, maybe it's a global, I'm not actually sure, global problems or what we are tackling. And there's a tool for that we could use to select these bigger goals and which we are addressing. And then we also describe how our proposal solution will address the challenge that we are going to submit in. In our current case, and the challenges in Project Catalyst are out there, and we may actually not have a place to put this proposal. So in this current situation, we're gonna skip it. But it's definitely important factor if you're proposing in Project Catalyst. With this, we conclude chapter 6, defining success. We ideated on outputs and outcomes, and we defined our success. We used these outcomes and outputs as a starting point to ideate on what kind of risks we have. And once we had risks, we added different solutions. How do we mitigate all of these risks? After that, we jumped into sustainable development goals tool to pick and to see if there is some big statements we could pick from what we are doing. We had one SDG goal: ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. We couldn't go quite to the detail, and so we just sticked with the high level. And then we checked into Catalyst challenge settings, what are coming up for F10, and we chose startup and onboarding challenge setting for as our challenge. And because we provide students materials to get started with ideating on proposals for Catalyst and Cardano communities.